Welcome, everyone. My name is Ashley Kirkowitz. I am one of the co-chairs for the Vibrant Hawaii Economy Stream. I'll be sharing a little bit about the micro investment program that we have just convened. All of you will hear directly from all 23 of the organizations that have been invested in with this initial launch of the program. We'll also talk a little bit about 2 core team meetings that will be happening later this month and invite you to participate. We are looking for folks to help us arrange for webinar series through the economy stream. I think some of you know that we convened a grants workshop series last month. We are looking to do similar sort of convenings. And so if you have ideas, please join that conversation. We will also later this month be discussing how we take our 8-week business plan development series and turn that into a badge and micro-credential. Okay, show of hands. Who was involved in development of our economic development strategy? A good number of you were. Okay, so for those that don't know, during the pandemic, we recognized that our economy came to a standstill. We also recognize that when we faced a number of disasters in 2018, Hurricane Lane, the volcanic eruption, flooding on Kauai, our state was awarded over $500 million in disaster relief money. And that money was open to any of the Western regional states that suffered disasters. So we were also going up with the likes of California. Why this is important is because every single region has something called a CEDS, a Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. And these projects are what we can be accessing EDA funding for. Hawaii did not see any of that $587 million. And we knew at that point in time, we need to be educating our community around all the money that was out there, but also about the process. When you're empowered with process, you can participate and secure resources for your community. So that's what we did. Over the course of the year, we convened 7 panels on art, education, health, regenerative tourism, food systems, and technology. These 6 sectors are industries that our community said are conducive to this place. So we hosted a number of panels organized into core teams, and many of you, over 300 of you, helped to design our economic development strategy that identifies how we take action in building a much more equitable, inclusive, and just Hawaii Island economy. We recognize that after its publication, some of you were gung-ho to get started and started looking at implementing the projects. What we did find, though, there was a barrier. There was a barrier for people being able to participate, and that was financial capital. That is why we invested the micro-investment. That's why we developed the micro-investment program. We have about $100,000 for this first inaugural year. 23 of you have been selected for this inaugural round. And we are so excited about this investment of $2,500 in your project to see what you can do with that. Very excited about all of the applications that we read. And so wanted to hold some space today for everybody to do a quick introduction, 90 minutes, but no more than 2 minutes if possible, to just share a little bit about what you are looking to do. That way we can start to build relationships, but also so folks like Director Adams at the county can hear what folks in our community, in every community around Hawaii Island, are doing to contribute to driving our local economy. So with that, I would like to start with creative and performing arts and introduce the Ooah Entertainment wedding and events team.
Hello, I'm Landon. I'm the general manager for Ooah Entertainment, or OEVE. We are going to use this investment to build our young adults. In that sense, they are going to come up with a fire show. They've already come up with the concept to educate our tourists and our Aina through a fire luau show. In this sense, it's called Ooah, the Fire Within, which is going to implement different series of how do you implement your passion and find your voice. And so this is with our 18 to 26-year-olds and bringing in youth and young adults to create the whole process of the show concept, the storyline, and the costuming.
Here. All right, next up, Hawaii Volcano Circus.
I'm Morgan with Hawaii's Volcano Circus. Hawaii's Volcano Circus is a 501c3 in Puna, Makai, located near the neighborhood of Seaview, Kalapana. We've been serving our community through arts education and sustainability since 1984 in our neighborhood, as well as reaching out to other islands and around this island. We manage a beautiful ohia frame, 3,500 square foot circus training pavilion called Space, which is, we call the Seaview Performing Arts Center for Education. We host a school, a Seaview community school with 55 kids in our school. We offer classes in juggling, aerials, clowning, unicycling, yoga, dance, art, music, agricultural programs. We have around 25 people that gain employment through our facility. And so this funding is going to help us redo our website, which is going to increase access to people all over in the area that can see what kind of classes that we have.
Okay. Anyone from Paradise Performing Arts Center available to provide an update? They had applied for funding to repair and install new flooring in their studio so that they can expand their offerings to students and teachers that are looking to do more dance in our community. So we'll get a formal update from them, but did want to just kind of provide an update on what they are planning to use their investment for. All right, that is all for our creative and performing arts applicants. Switching gears to education. Would love to get an update from Aina, University of Puna.
Aloha. I don't think Keone's here today, so I'll briefly represent him. My name is Susie Osborne. And this project, Aina Up, is Aina University of Puna in Lower Puna with Keone Kalabe. He does a lot of restoration Hale work on the Kona side, but also Aina-based education with schools in Puna, mostly with Pahoa School, and supporting the integration of sustainable food systems into the K-12 curriculum, and also increasing support for youth-led efforts to promote awareness of the local food systems, mostly using our native plants and trees, and developing the agricultural project-based learning site for those students. So, he's very grateful for this support. Mahalo.
Okay, Kalama PE Play School, Kimmy.
Hi. Kalama PE Play School is a 501c3, and it is a preschool, like what you would think of kids ages 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we call it Kalama PE Play School because it really is a play-based curriculum. And one of the things that makes the school really unique is my background's not in education. We have a top-notch teaching staff for that, but my background is in mental health, and I work a lot with kids. I'm the founder of the Root Trice Counseling Center. And at the school, we will have practicum therapist students from Hilo and Manoa. And we're in partnership with Child Welfare Services. I've spent time working with those folks over the years. And so we know there are a number of kids who don't get the therapeutic support that they should have at the time where it would be most helpful when there's a disruption with bio-family home. And so a lot of those kids will come to Kalama PE school, and we'll have the therapist there on site working with the teachers for the little ones. The other motivation for that too is we are really short, and we saw this at COVID. We're so shy on mental health providers for little guys. And so to have a practicum site for our graduate students here in the state to have a place to do that work and then stay here in the community, I think is going to be like long-term really helpful, just for better supporting the community. So we're so grateful for the money. Thank you guys.
Next, Kukulu Kaiaulu.
Aloha nui kako. My name is Wahine Kwa, and I own and operate Moonkin Things, as well as co-own a studio and retail space for Hawaiian-owned businesses. So with this micro investment, we'll be holding, well, two things are going to happen. Number one, we're going to hold a 3-part series of cultural workshops at our studio that will also be hosted online for Lahui to access at a later date. And the series is going to include 3 workshops 1, using the Hawaiian lunar calendar, 2, la'au lapa'au, and 3, starting a business as a Native Hawaiian 101. The second part of the project for this microinvestment will be revamping my Hawaiian lunar calendar planner to be available for purchase, as well as a free downloadable hosted on my website for everybody to access. Also content creation on social media that will entail how to use the calendar and ways we can integrate the lunar calendar into our daily lives as a way to connect ancestrally, environmentally, and impact our community mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Through these pathways, we aim to engage with Lahui in a meaningful way, as well as provide access to free, accurate cultural information that eases healing of generational trauma. We hope through our workshops and work with Kaulana Mahina, we will create a pathway for conversations surrounding environmental stewardship, aloha aina, and decolonization. Mahalo nui for this opportunity and for believing in the power of Na'auao.
Next up, Mamaki Ola Curriculum Development and Implementation. I believe their project is to work with local schools to grow mamaki tea so they understand the benefits, but also process into value added and show students how they can be entrepreneurs utilizing this native resource. More to come from them. Okay. Volcano Precious Plastic.
Thank you so much. Volcano Precious Plastic is part of a collaborative open source global community of small workspaces and businesses, and we are seeking to take a commodity now perceived as rubbish and add value. So we create useful items on island from unused resources, plastic, and this way the plastic stays out of our ocean and out of our one remaining landfill. So our hope with this grant is to encourage other businesses to start addressing our plastic issue, to work with other existing precious plastics in the islands, and to increase awareness not only among our own circle, but also throughout communities, that anyone can start a little precious plastic business in their community to start to think about using this as a way to build a circular economy on island, create items that we need, that we don't have to have shipped in from what we perceive as our waste. So this is something that we hope to achieve behavioral change, work with schools, and increase awareness that plastic does not need to be rubbish.
All right, I have a quick video to share with all of you from Project Hale Kohala.
Aloha Vibrant Hawaii. So sorry I couldn't be there. I'm currently teaching kids right now. But our project is focused around helping families get into homes, mostly first-time home buyers, obviously. But you know, it's found that it's very difficult for local families to, first of all, be positioned to buy a new home. Secondly, they really don't understand what preparations need to come before you actually apply for buying a house. It's way more difficult than buying a car or, you know, a new lifted truck, whatever. So my passion is helping families pay off their debt so that they're better positioned. I currently am going through this myself. Yay! I'm in the process of purchasing a home because I was situated where I was able to pay off debt through my mentor who helped me. And me and 3 other girls are hoping to help those families be able to position themselves the same way that I have, and so have they. And we're excited to get this rolling, and hopefully we can find 10 really deserving families who will work hard with us and are ready to get a new home. Mahalo.
All right, that was Melanie for education, and that kind of rounds out the investment for that particular sector. Moving on.